What's going on?
I just drove through town to get here, Paul, and there was a pickup down on Main Street with a plow on it.
Oh, my word.
I don't
Is
know what
someone calling for snow that I don't know about?
Yeah, that's the first one I see. He had his front the plow on the front of the pickup there, all ready to go.
We're getting close.
Yeah. So yeah, you know you're getting close when you see that. So
we've just been sitting here kind of catching up on everything because we've been kind of hunting two different areas.
Yeah, going in different directions.
So, but I guess tomorrow we're gonna go out and look over some areas.
Try to connect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a fun year so far.
Yeah.
Weather's been great.
It has been great, Paul.
Good stretch.
Yeah,
we just got back from bird hunting, and
we're still in need of some water. Although we did have an inch of rain there last week up around the camp, so that helped. But we still could use some water.
We were supposed to get a bunch this week.
Yeah, big northeaster down in the central.
But it kind of
I don't think it's making it up this far north, Paul. So
my neighbor was bummed because he was like, he has this week off.
Yeah,
was going to camp. He's like, he's like, it looks like it's going to rain every day.
Yeah.
And then he goes, and this was, I think last Thursday we were talking, but he was like, it just seems to have changed.
Yes, they have.
So not going to be.
Yeah, that's good and bad. We certainly could use a good long soaking rain, and but you don't want to pray for bad weather either. So
no.
Yeah, especially during bird season. Yeah. The weather has been fantastic. It's been fairly mild and not a lot of wind and sunshine.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And bird season's been all right.
Yeah, it turned out, Paul.
Not the best year ever, but not the worst.
But there's birds to be had.
Birds.
You're absolutely right. It started off a little slow, but, there again, it was awful early. Bird season doesn't start in October anymore. It starts the end of September. So
yeah,
we kind of get tricked into thinking that, it's not what it used to be or whatever. But it after a week or so, it gets a lot better. It got a lot better.
We've had good days and bad days. We've
Yeah.
had some days where we saw quite a few, pretty easy, and some days where
Yeah.
it was weird. Like the other day, we hardly saw a bird all day long, and then that evening, we're seeing birds everywhere.
Yeah. That late afternoon is early morning or late afternoon. I went out one day late in the afternoon, and man, it seemed like, and I only walked a couple miles on a road and saw 7 birds.
Yeah. Lacey was, there was one day we get back, we're having lunch with the kids, and she was antsy she's been on a bird hunting tear this year.
Yeah.
She just wants to hunt.
Well, she did last year.
Yeah, she shot a lot of birds last year.
She shot over 20 birds there last year.
I think she was almost 30. I think it was 27 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I was kind of in a competition with her there.
Yeah, you guys were, and she's still like that. Her goal every day is, I want to get a limit today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go have at her. She wanted to get right back out, and it was a nice warm afternoon. The kids were playing. I'm like, Lisa, let's wait till 3 or 4-ish. Let's not go out.
That's good policy with the birds.
Exhaust the kids at 1 in the afternoon.
Let them do their thing.
And have slow hunting, and then they're ready to come back at 4 or 5, right when. And sure enough, about 4:30, we saw a bunch of birds right up until.
Yeah, that's a really good time. That late afternoon, right at.
Yeah. So I'm deer scouting some new areas.
Yeah.
Kind of expanding and seeing deer everywhere, really.
Yeah, well, and
seeing bucks.
So this morning I got a feed in my Gmail there or whatever, and the state has released the numbers per township. We know the deer kill last year, 2024, was 42,000 some odd hundred.
Yep.
And they said it was the second largest, but they put out the deer killed by township. And any idea what they shot in Fort Fairfield here, Paul?
I don't know, 160?
No, 57.
57.
57.
Yeah, I was way off on that.
Yeah. So in around 2007, 8, 9, 10, they were shooting around 13 in Fort Fairfield. And we're up to 50.
No kidding.
Yeah. We're up to, I went back and checked some of the kills and previous. They have a long list of years there you can check out. And it looked really good around the entire county.
Yeah.
really good on the eastern part, Paul, like Prescal, Caribou, Woodland.
How about the town of Allagash?
Allagash
quite
had,
high.
I believe, 40 something. I think Fort Fairfield had more than Allagash.
Really?
Paul. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Ashland had over 100.
Okay.
I do know that Ashland had by far the largest amount.
Because Allagash is a huge township.
It's over 3.5 townships.
It's almost 4.
Ashland is 2. Fort
Fort's
Fairfield's 2.
Yeah.
Prescal had a good number. Prescal had, I think, 49
Okay.
deer killed in it, and all, all those Woodland, Chapman.
You said
did
this was
well.
last year.
Mapleton. This is 2024.
Okay, yeah.
This is 2024, but the numbers looked really, really good. Still, out in the big woods, Paul, there was still quite a few townships with zero. but not as many. And there was some places out there 4 or 5. But like I said, I think they just put it out. I just got a feed today on it and I checked it out, and you can check it out there under the Department Harvest, the dashboard and stuff. I
haven't had time really to do much. Just get home from the woods, and you want to go to camps. We're like, well, we'll do a podcast in the morning. Yeah. Before you go out. So we'll try and make it short and sweet.
Yeah. Oh, that's all right.
So you can get up there.
It's early. We usually don't. I love doing them in the morning.
Because I want to get it up tonight, and we'll see how efficient I can be at that.
Yeah.
I do have to make a correction on our last podcast. Remember I said I met some guys from Massachusetts, O'Doyle. The last name's actually Doyle.
Okay.
So
pretty darn close.
It was, but for some reason, and I thought like you did, when I was talking to him, like, oh, they must be Irish.
Yeah.
And then I translated Irish into O'Doyle.
Yeah.
And
still Doyle is probably Irish.
It's probably a derivative of O'Doyle, but
which is good. I'm 25% Irish, so they're brothers.
Yeah. So I think we were up in the woods, and you see a lot of bird hunters this time of year, and you're always thinking about gear. I mean, as outdoors men and women, we like gear.
Yeah.
And it's funny. You can tell when someone's from, say, out of state or from away, sometimes by the gear they're wearing, especially bird hunters.
Yeah.
And you want to look the part, right?
Yeah.
They've got the orange, the orange pattern shirts and field pants that are a certain way.
Yeah.
And so it got me thinking we've had a few episodes on gear, but some of the things that are, I shouldn't say completely a scam, but as my brother-in-law would put it, there's gear that sometimes he would say, is the juice worth the squeeze?
Right.
There's a point of diminished returns. And we get bombarded with marketing.
Oh, yeah.
On gear
they've got us figured out, Paul. Corporate America has... They've got they're more psychologists than anything now that they've got us figured out.
And I fall trap to it. And I think even though we know, like, I'm being marketed to, yet we can still take the bait. It's crazy. So I tend to like a lot of books that kind of get into marketing, because it always fascinates me. Like, I know I've talked about Malcolm Gladwell. I've read a lot of his books, and he kind of gets into that whole realm of things on what makes products blow up. Usually it has nothing to do with the quality of the product itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. One of the things that I always think of when you had talked about that, Paul, new gear, and one of the great stories being from Maine is L.L. Bean developing that hunting shoe. That's how L.L. Bean got its start. He would go on his hunting trips, and he was always looking for a boot that would keep his feet warm and dry. And
that was state of the art back then.
And exactly back in that day, that they didn't have a lot to choose from.
Leather.
And so he developed the rubber bottom, the LL Bean hunting shoe, which turned it into the LL Bean boot.
Yeah.
But it really was, the hunting boot originally, and the rubber bottom, leather top.
Yeah.
And that gave birth to LL Bean.
Yeah.
And you look where it is today.
Those blew up there not too many years ago. It became like fashion thing to have.
Trendy thing to
what they called the
not
duck,
among hunters, but just the general public, and
what they called the duck boot.
Yeah.
And I can remember Lacey was trying to find something you couldn't find.
Yeah.
Like, Lacey, I got a few pairs right in the closet that
I've got all kinds of old pairs. I've got some of Dad's that he left behind, and
they're a
little big for me, but yeah.
They're a terrible hunting boot nowadays.
They are. They are for, I remember reading an article years ago, and the guys, he was talking about them in one of the sporting magazines, and he said he wouldn't give you a warm bucket of spit for a pair of those boots, as far as useful in the woods. But you look good at the mall anyway, You
do, yeah. They had man, the price of those things went up. I was joking with Lacey. I'm like, I ought to sell some of those online and pocket some cash. But hunting has become so commercialized.
Well,
most
things have become everything. Whether you golf, Paul, everybody likes to have the. We're like you say, we're people that like the latest and greatest and the something shiny.
A lot of the companies they're selling a lifestyle.
Yeah,
they're not really selling anything that's, going to make or break your experience. It's I mean, look at fly fishing.
Yeah,
same thing. You get all decked out in the same, and so hunting's the same way.
Yeah,
and there's some things you're driving around bird hunting, you think about this stuff, or at least I do. And you think of things that, like, in my opinion, are like worth basically $0 to me.
Yeah.
And of course, we've talked about this one before. We'll start off the bat. Scent. Yeah. Elimination sprays.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Yeah. That a lot of the gear we buy, that it may serve a really good purpose. They make a lot of really nice gear now, and it probably could be of value to the outdoorsman or whatever. But I don't want, and I'd be stepping on a lot of toes here.
Yeah, I might rub people the wrong way, and it's not that everything is a complete scam, but it's almost like a bell curve. You look at the majority of hunters, they're going to fall right there in the middle. You'll have some outliers where some stuff might be worth the extra cost, but I really don't think. I mean, I know scent elimination sprays.
I would agree with that.
But
I would agree with that. We've talked about that, Paul. A dog, humans have about 5 million olfactory receptors. We've talked about this before. Dog about 200 million, which is fantastic. A dog.
And I use that as an example. If I just watch my dog on how my dog behaves with things, it's like I can't trick that nose. No way, no how.
They said, I read a long time ago, you could wrap marijuana in an airtight package and literally put it in a can of gas, submerge it.
Yeah.
And the dog would know it was there.
Yeah.
And in that, a deer has 300 million olfactory receptors. And if you think you're going to spray yourself down and eliminate, I mean, you got odors coming off constantly. And you're breathing.
Yeah.
Let's
just use, for instance, like we're up camping. The dog will be sleeping inside the tent or something like that. Even at the house.
Yeah.
Upstairs, so far away. You get a piece of food out.
Yeah.
She is right, like all of a sudden you'll hear her.
Yeah.
And she's got that nose right up in the air. Yeah. And I'm like, holy cow, to be able to differentiate smells like that. And there's just no way you can trick their eyesight. You can sound, maybe they're not so
right.
But man, you cannot
trick their nose.
If they get a whiff of you, game is up. They can see you, they can hear you, but they smell you.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Paul. There's no.
I mean, how many times have you had a deer just watching you?
Yeah,
The
only thing I can think of as far as scent is you play the wind.
Play the wind.
You gotta. Even then, there's times we're hunting as trackers that we can't play the wind.
Nope.
We just follow the track.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
And
But I think a lot of the problem lies is we forget that, and it's hard to do, is we anthropomorphize animals.
Right.
And we think that, and I do it all the time with my dog. Like, you're always kind of wondering, or at least I am, like, what are they thinking? How are they responding to stimuli?
Right.
And it's hard to kind of get your mind out of it because we've got such a higher level of thinking. We can never fully really understand how that animal's processing stuff, you know? Yeah. And it's easy to be like, well, this is what I'm smelling.
We see it through our eyes and
our emotions and our characterization of it.
Yeah.
Kind of humanize them.
Right.
In a sense. And it's hard to separate yourself from that. And I think in the hunting industry, that's where a lot of that pulls on. It's like, well, it makes sense because there's just no way.
The only benefit I can think of, Paul, for something along that lines is if it makes you more confident and makes you spend more time out in the woods, it can make you a better hunter it's just faith. It's what you believe in. And if it makes you more in tune and attentive while you're hunting, and you invest more hours because you feel you're doing everything right and taking, every advantage that you can, then that can help you. But it's not actually the product. It's just the psychology of it So
another thing I was thinking of was high-priced camo.
Yeah.
You could drop some serious money on camo.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of the products and they're good products too. And like I say, they probably work really well. I'm gonna name drop here, the Sitka and the Caillou and they're pricey, and it's probably some really good stuff. And that's $1 billion a year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did a little research on that. The clothing and camo industry is about $1 billion a year.
But when you get to the fundamentals of it, you're just breaking up an outline.
Yeah.
And companies are forced to. You got to innovate.
Yeah.
And it's like, how much can you innovate breaking up your outline?
Right.
Right. So you're constantly coming up with new camo patterns and to come out with the latest and greatest.
Yeah.
And man, the stuff's expensive.
Yeah. So our old hunting jackets there, the wool jackets, that was a camo. That was broken up.
Yeah.
That was that check pattern was
right. It breaks up your outline.
Yeah.
And so the fundamentals are quite simple.
Right.
Do you need a big fancy camo pattern, Sitka or and again, that there's probably, some people like that, hey, that's worth it to them. But I think for the majority of hunters, like, it just becomes, that looks like bow hunting.
Right.
Right. And I get that.
Yeah.
But they, that looks like hunting to them. And, but if you go back to, look at what your grandparents were wearing hunting.
Yeah.
And they got it done.
Yeah.
They didn't have the Sitka or the Kuiu or even the those Kuiu pants that we bought. They're comfortable. They're a comfortable pant, but I haven't worn them that much, and they're starting to snag. Are yours doing that at all?
I was not. I got to tell you, I was not impressed with them. I have since bought a pair of bird hunting pants, olive green. I like the color of them and stuff. And I wish I just bought those and not the Caillou.
I like the Kuiu attack pants. As far as comfort, I felt like that,
but as far as I was hoping for something that was maybe a little waterproof or something.
Yeah.
And these certainly didn't fit that bill. And
so I've worn mine. So a big thing for me when I buy, my big priority, and it's different for everyone, but my priority is what's the material, the quality of the material and the fit. I'm big on, I want it to be comfortable. And we were up, so I only wore those pants on our moose hunt and a couple bird hunting trips last year. So maybe a half dozen times out in the woods last year. and then twice this year. And I was sitting at the camp yesterday, and I looked down at haven't been miles in the woods, and I was looking at the tops where the thighs and knees are. And, yeah, they're kind of pilled in spots and snagged. I was kind of like, they're a couple $100, aren't they?
They were well over 100. I can't remember if they got to 200 or not, Paul. But I was not impressed with and of course, I didn't know when I ordered them the type of material it was.
Yeah, more of a modern.
Yeah, I was not like I say. I've since bought I thought I would use those as bird hunting pants and stuff, and I've since, like I say, bought another pair and was really impressed with the other pair I bought. And did I need the other pair? I could have probably got, I love to wear Carhartts, olive green Carhartts. I got them on right. I wear 90% of the time when I'm out and about. That's what I have on, and they would work great for bird hunting.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, what do I wear most of the time bird hunting? Oftentimes I just wear a pair of jeans.
Yeah, and that works good too.
It's not overcomplicated.
Carhartts are a little more
durable.
A little more durable, and they're not so quite tight fitting on me. That
the only time I don't,
a little less restricting than
is you guys get me a pair of they're a Filson wax canvas pant, and if I know I'm gonna go walking through some deep grass in the morning, if you wore a pair of jeans or something, you're going to get soaked.
Yeah, it doesn't have to rain. It's just to do this time of year.
Heavy, and it never really goes.
Every night, every morning you wake up, you walk down a grassy road, it's going to be wet.
Yeah.
I don't care if it hasn't rained for 2 weeks. Every morning it's going to be wet. And the weather that it is in October, that it just doesn't dry out, It'll eventually dry out. Probably the afternoon that grass will be dry, but stays wet a long time.
Yeah, even like if I try to mow my lawn this time of year, I got to wait till 1 or 2 in the afternoon.
Exactly.
And there's still spots on my lawn that are wet.
Yeah.
It never really
takes a long time
those
to
days,
dry
those
out.
are good. They're not a quiet pant, but I mean, if I'm going out scouting and I'm bird hunting, and I know I'm going to be walking on some roads that are high bushes, high grass. If I wore jeans, I'd be soaked and miserable. So not on those days. Camo. I always get a kick out of the camo industry.
Yeah.
And I know there's good people that, are going to swear by their camo. And hey, that's fine.
And that's good.
I swear by my wool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good that they...
That's not for everyone.
Yeah. That people...
I did have someone email me, though, while we were gone, or send me a picture. He's ditching his camo gear. I don't know if it was Sitka or what it was. And he found some vintage Woolrich.
Oh, no kidding, yeah.
Gear. And he's going to be using that.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
The old red checkered.
It's the same with, and kind of to change it just a bit, with rifles, they're always the 6.5 Creedmoor was the big thing. And I remember a few years ago, I had a friend that was telling me he'd like to get one. And I said, if you'd like to get one, and you have the means to get it, and it's not an inconvenience, financially, by all means, buy what you like, buy what you, if you want one. But is it going to make you a better deer hunter?
No.
You're 308, you're 30-06, you're 270, and they're going to work just as good. They're gonna kill a deer just as good as that 6.5 Creedmoor. It's not going to make you any difference as as far as being a better hunter. But
that brings up. I was thinking of the premium ammos that are out there.
Yeah.
And I know this will step on because Maine people like to debate bullets, and but for me, I think premium ammo is a waste of money.
Yeah.
You're paying for like 90% marketing on it, and people love to argue that. And that was never really an argument back in the day.
Well, we didn't have the choices, but there was limited choices, and it was what it was. And no,
I think there is probably a group of hunters where premium ammo may be worth
Yeah, if you were shooting out to 500
so like
yards,
Keith, but I think all those guys are going to do custom loads.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to be...
They're going to hand load.
Yeah. And that got me thinking too about... So I've always wanted to hand load. And not that I need to necessarily do it for my type of hunting, but I think it's... Hand loading, I think, has the benefits of not just giving you... You know, you know what you're getting for ammunition. And getting consistent, accurate ammo, the best that you could possibly run in your gun for whatever your situation is. But I think even to take it a step further, it's like analogous for me in tying flies, fly fishing. It makes me more connected to hunting. It gets me more involved in the whole process, which then would probably lend itself to me spending more time at the range, playing around with it. So becoming a better shooter.
Absolutely.
And knowing my gun and how the ammo shoots. So I've always wanted to get into hand loading, but I also understand that a guy can only have so many hobbies.
Yeah.
And you start to try to do everything.
Yeah.
You know, you got to kind of pull from one, and you can't do everything well. But it's something I've always wanted to do because I could see where there are just benefits beyond getting good quality bullets.
Yeah.
It just gets you so much more involved in the hunting process. Yeah. And that's the reason I tie flies.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's easy to go buy whatever flies you want to fish with, but you feel more part of the experience.
Right.
But I think for most people, just buying premium bullets, I don't think it's...
Yeah.
I don't think the juice is worth a squeeze.
Well, I don't, because I go over to Walmart and I buy a Winchester PowerPoint or Whitetail and it shoots well.
See, I'm more concerned about how something shoots my gun.
Yeah.
And I know how the ammo I use shoots my gun. And that's probably a bit psychosomatic. There's a comfort with that. You know,
So along that line, Paul, I've been out and I've sighted in my deer rifle.
Yeah, I haven't shot my deer rifle.
I couldn't wait for you. I went out.
Wait, what's up? You don't even call me.
Well, you're up in the woods. I can't call you.
You text me.
And
how'd it shoot?
So it shot excellent with factory basic ammo.
But wait, hold on. Those 742s, those are inaccurate jam-o-matics. What are you talking about?
I don't know. That was pretty accurate, and it didn't jam. I put 4 shells through it. I had 4 in a clip magazine. Excuse me. And but
it made me call them clips. Screw
it was accurate. I was only out to about 50 yards, but it if you doubled that to 100 yards or quadrupled it to 200, it was going to kill a deer.
So that being said, do you think it would be worth to go out and buy the best possible bullet that whoever's selling would be worth?
I don't think that, because I don't do it.
No.
So, yeah.
No,
I don't think that.
Again, we'll go back like Keith, who's shooting 500, 600 yards.
Yeah.
I think that's a different.
But there again, and just like you said, Paul, these guys, they'll take different brands and it gets them on the range and using their equipment, and they know their equipment.
Yeah.
And to their advantage, they know their equipment better than I know my gun, because I've shot 4 shots this year with the gun.
Yep.
Only to tell that it was, only to know that it was accurate. So I knew when I go out deer hunting that at least my gun is where it should be.
Yes.
I might not be where I should be, but the gun is where it should be.
I've shot the 22 a lot.
Yeah, and that helps. That's all.
That,
That's all similar muscle memory.
Yeah.
So,
but that's been on my mind too. I got to shoot my rifle.
Yeah.
See how that's shooting. So I was thinking about premium loads and stuff like that. Another thing that popped into my head was optics nowadays. Again, you're companies are forced to constantly innovate to produce something new so people will continue to buy from them. And optics have gotten completely complicated with turrets and
Yes.
and reticles, and I think there's a population, there is a demographic of hunters that's necessary for.
Mm.
But I think for a lot of people, it's not necessary for the.
Certainly not for the woods hunter, the tracker up in northern Maine.
No.
Yeah.
And it's become such a.
Most of them would use a peep sight anyway, not even put an optic on their guns. So
Even red dot scopes and stuff have become popular, and I don't know. I just don't want anything electronic, anything battery operated on my gun. I know some people love red dot optics, but I looked at my scope that I put on my 7600, and I always said I love the Leupold Vari-X3 1.5-5.
Yeah.
So I've got one from the early 2000s, and it's been a fantastic scope.
Yeah.
Has served me well, so I was going to buy another one. Well, of course, they've got to. It's like over-engineered for what you need. So
they get to do something different, or you wouldn't.
So
buy
that
it.
has a version of a turret on there. To zero your scope. So you've got a set zero when you go sight it in at 100 yards, and then so you always know where your set point is on it. But to sight the stinking thing in, you have to get a Allen wrench and take that turret off there, sight in your gun, and then reinstall that. And that's going to be your zero at 100 yards.
Right.
Me being the type of hunting that I do, and not to mention it's a 1.5-5 compact scope, 20 millimeter. What do I need to, if I know I'm 2.5 inches high at 100, I'm good for 300 yards.
Right.
I don't need to be
messing with
adjusting
anything
for windage and elevation and the whole 9 yards.
I agree 100%.
So I'm like, why put that on this? It made my sighting in experience kind of annoying. I had to bring extra tools down, not lose the set screw. Yeah. I just was like, what was wrong with the scope that?
Well, there was nothing wrong with it, but they had to have something different, or what's your. You're not going to upgrade your scope unless there's something. So they do that. Of course, with vehicles and stuff. I mean, I think about in the '60s what vehicles had on them, and now, I mean, it's insane how many things you can get on a vehicle, electronics and stuff. I mean, it was.
And the other thing with that scope that they did was, I don't know, it's supposed to be like HD glass or whatever. I don't notice any better clarity in that new one versus the one that's 20 years old.
There's a big difference from a scope back in the 60s to a scope today, though, in clarity and quality of the scope.
Yeah.
I had some old scopes there, some old Redfield wide view.
Oh,
I had
those are popular.
Yeah. And man, you couldn't even, I don't know what, somebody else owned the gun. I got it secondhand, but I took it off.
It was quite cloudy, wasn't it?
It was really cloudy and stuff. So maybe it was just age. Maybe the new scope I got on, 40, 50 years down the road would be the same, look the same way. I don't know. But I think, a lot of the equipment has come a long way. But then, you like you say, you get to I don't know if the law of diminishing returns would be a good way of putting it, but, then the advancements aren't that big anymore after a certain period of time.
Well, it's like that with any product. So one of the kids they wanted to buy and that's kind of my goal when I buy something, especially when I'm just getting into it, is I kind of want the sweet spot. I don't want the super cheap.
Right.
But I want to get something quality.
Yeah.
But there's a point to where you start paying for stuff that matters less and less.
Sometimes the name.
It's going to matter for fewer and fewer people, or it may matter to only a select people that are really good in that area that are going to notice whatever it is. So for instance, this was we got two girls that, one of them plays guitar right now, play all kinds of instruments, but she wanted an electric guitar. So I was talking to her, asked a lot of people. I didn't know nothing about guitars. So I asked a lot of people, like, what would you recommend for a guitar for a beginner? Let's say money's not an issue. but you want like the best bang for your buck. I don't want super cheap because that'll impede a beginner from picking up the instrument. If it's so hard to play and you struggle to make progress, that can deter someone from continuing on with it because there's now a barrier to being able to play anything that sounds remotely good, or it hurts the fingers, or the neck isn't right for little hands, because these are kids, mind you. So I kind of had phrased it as, small frame. What's a good electric guitar? Small frame that's going to sound the best. That is, you're not going to start paying for fancy hardware, fancy things that are more aesthetic, things that they would never know because they're new, right? So, yeah, and there was kind of a price range of a lot of electric guitars that seemed to be kind of that sweet spot. They were a little pricier, but they weren't going to break the bank. They weren't super cheap and going to be. So I kind of apply that to all things that I buy. There's a spot that there is a point of diminished returns. You can start paying for stuff that you may never use.
And like I say, sometimes it's just a name. It's not even anything that, you can just pay for a name.
Cameras are like that. So like, you can have someone who has just an iPhone, which takes decent video and pictures, but if they know how to use light in a certain way and the fundamentals behind, say, photography or videography, can get wicked cool, wicked nice pictures versus having a $5,000 or $6,000 camera,
right?
Which complicates everything to like the nth degree.
Yeah.
But when you get into some of those higher end cameras, you're getting into areas where you get someone who there are things it can do that the average person or the average person using a camera would have no idea what that part of the camera does. But like if you're, say, editing and you want to get into like color grading and stuff like that, having more dynamic range, you're paying. So people will be like, well, why was that camera so much more expensive? And it doesn't seem to really, but there's a lot of little nuances.
Exactly.
So yeah, back to hunting gear, it can be scopes, it can be the same thing.
Yeah.
Someone who's really fine at their craft, some of those things may be a big deal for them, but I think for most hunters, it's not going to be
especially up here, like I say, in the Northeast.
For me anyway.
Yeah.
Any others?
Well, we had talked, I come across something really interesting, Paul, because you had mentioned on the last podcast there were 3 zones, hunting zones, and I said, well, I remember when there was 2.
Oh, we're getting off of the gear stuff. Okay.
Can I do a sidetrack there? Yeah. So anyway, in 69, I looked up, I pulled that number up, 6970, the hunting law book, and there were 2 hunting zones, the northern and the southern, and they were split by the Canadian Pacific Railroad that roughly ran from Jackman to Vanceboro.
Okay.
West to east.
So they changed it?
So those were 2 seasons.
Well, I wonder, so I thought maybe in that podcast, you were just kind of, because technically, as far as the seasons were concerned, even though that picture that we posted had 3 zones, if you just categorized it by season, there were 2 seasons only.
Yeah.
Zones 1 and 2 had the same season, and zone 3 had a longer season.
Yeah, well, these were two zones. You had the northern zone and the southern zone. Northern zone, the season, deer's rifle firearms season on deer ran from October 15th to the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
The southern zone ran from November 1st to November 30th.
Okay.
It sounded like November 30th might be the Saturday after, but that's not what it said. And that was interesting. Some of the other interesting things on the law book, Paul, that the upland birds, they weren't listed as rough grouse. It was partridge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. A very Maine term for rough grouse. They were listed as partridge. And that ended November 15th, so we had talked about that, the change in partridge hunting. And also that was I think it was the first year of experimental hunter orange, blaze orange.
No kidding.
And they did it at the very southern tip of Maine. It had to be, I think it was below Route 2 and west of the Kennebec River, which was the very southern tip of Maine.
Okay.
And you had to wear hunter orange. And it didn't say how many articles. It just said that it had to be visible from 380 degrees. And
yeah, there were a lot of hunting accidents back in the day.
Yeah.
Thinking of that.
So hunter orange wasn't mandatory up here in 69 and 70 in most of the state. It was only a trial type of deal. Yeah. And of course we all know that it went into being mandatory throughout the state. And another thing, they listed caribou as, you couldn't hunt moose or caribou.
No kidding.
Yeah, I thought that, man. But then I understood kind of why, because they had, in 63, they did their first reintroduction of caribou into into the state of Maine. And back then they didn't have radio callers or anything. They didn't, most of them, they had no idea what happened. They assumed they migrated out of the area. So if you were out hunting deer or something and come across
couldn't shoot one.
But it was listed. It was just neat that it was listed in the law book. And archery hunting, if you had killed a deer with a bow and arrow, you had to have it inspected by a game warden.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, you just didn't take it to the game inspection station and have it registered. You had to have it inspected by a game warden.
So you couldn't shoot the deer and then stick an arrow in it?
Yeah, they wanted to verify that it was legally taken. And that's just some of the...
gosh, you think of and I don't know specifically, but think of the archery technology back then.
Yes.
What they were using.
Exactly. Talk about
near
so what? You can segue right into that. The advancements in archery.
I didn't even go down that road with because there's that. Yeah, that's another beast in itself.
Yeah.
And I'm not that well versed in archery, but
right, but that the equipment that if you bought top end compound bow today, it would look nothing like what they used in 1969.
Yeah. Even broadheads and stuff like that, arrows and shafts and the whole 9 yards. Like,
so there is an advantage over time to a lot of this equipment. But then it gets to be, okay, so next year, how much of
yeah, I know.
Is it going to be advanced over this year?
Yeah.
Which you're probably thinking not that much, you know.
Well, look at phones.
Yeah.
I mean, the iPhone, kind of the joke is with that. Like, every year you're just getting basically not a whole lot changes with them.
Right.
But they got to have some sort of
keep you coming
new product,
back.
Keep coming back. Yeah.
I just thought because I remembered that distinctly. I said, well, I remember, and it was a railroad, and I mentioned that to you.
You did, and you mentioned it.
There was a railroad, and sure enough, it was Lac Megantic up in Quebec. It ran from there, or near Jackman in Maine, to Vanceboro. And you had, those were your two zones, the northern and the southern. So, and that was 1969.
That's pretty neat.
Trying to think of some of the other things that were, that we could relate to that has changed since then. But that was the time, Paul, when there was probably far more deer in the northern half of the state. Yeah. Hence the longer season than there were because either sex was legal at the time in either zone.
Yeah,
you could kill a deer of either sex. So.
I like hunting history.
Yeah.
It's changed a lot over the past.
Yeah. Like I say, I can remember distinctly that when I grew up, the zones, the two hunting zones were split by a railroad. And that's what it was. The Canadian Pacific Railroad.
So with gear, I was thinking of what gear really matters to me. And it's going to be different for everyone. But I think the top of my list was, and they probably can be moved around a little bit, but boots were a big one.
Yeah. Yeah, getting back to LL Bean, you want your feet warm and dry. If they're not, it's going to be a miserable day.
It is.
And
the layers I wear. weather appropriate layers. So wool.
Yeah. Good base layer.
Yeah. Yep. Reliable firearm.
Yeah.
That's, more of what I'm comfortable with and confident in.
I think in that, Paul, looking at advancements in just the basic firearm, I don't think, you look at a lever action gun that was produced in the 1800s is still just as reliable as.
Yeah. You had a period of great advancement.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of like, now it's just
so there's
little,
I would almost
things.
venture a guess that a lever action produced today would probably be of lower quality than.
Look at that old Model 94.
Yeah. I mean, those were built well.
Yeah.
They were built well.
Yeah.
And even I have a semi-automatic Remington, the Model 81, which was originally the Model 8 and built by John Browning, or developed by Remington and John Browning in the early 1900s. That was a reliable gun.
Yeah.
That was a very reliable gun. Still is today.
Yeah.
So you pull that gun out today, and it's going to be just as probably reliable as any semi-automatic that you're going to have today.
Yeah.
Built probably better.
Yeah.
And so advancements in that area, I don't think we've made, great advancements in that.
Companies have made more money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Becomes that realm of things, but yeah. Navigation tools are another one that I have are high in importance. A good compass and maps and just having good navigation tools, and then a good knife.
Yeah.
Those are basically the fundamentals. Like, I carry a call, but I don't think a call for me is that.
Yeah.
If I left camp without it, I'm not gonna cry a river.
Drive back and get it.
No sense, I mean.
Yeah. I know I've watched some podcasts people do. They'll go back and get their call. I like to carry one. Yeah. I've had success with it. I got to admit that. So I do carry a call, and getting back to the knife, I carry a Buck 110 folding knife, and boy, I've had it. Your mom got it for me for Christmas back in, oh my goodness, the early 80s, late 70s, and has never failed me, and still carry it today. Good knife, good quality knife. So,
and I guess I'm a bit of a pessimist with a lot of when anyone's selling something anyway. I tend to just be like very guarded.
Cynical.
And yeah, I guess cynical is the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Because you'll see a lot of buzzwords thrown around.
Yeah. Well, you had mentioned it, Paul. If somebody comes to your door, or somebody, they're selling it.
Yeah.
Not necessarily for your benefit; it's for their benefit.
But you'll see like revolutionary, or they like to throw around, like they'll create words become popular, like nanotechnology and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was even big in the pharmaceutical world for a while with drug delivery targets using nanoparticles. Or if they say something scent proof or anything that says it's 100% guaranteed, like, I don't know. It's like, yeah. And anything that requires, anytime a company says it's going to make me better with no effort on my part,
right, I'm
not buying it.
Yeah.
Because usually there's something required of me.
Yeah.
To, it's not just going to make me, using that product's not going to make me more successful.
Right.
I'm going to have to. Yeah. I'm a contributing factor to that.
Yeah. So there again, you can have the best rifle or the best bow, but if you can't shoot it,
no,
it's not going to do you any good. So yeah.
And that brings up, the truth about skill versus stuff.
Yeah.
I think you're much better served building the skill than getting more stuff. Use what you got efficiently and effectively first.
Yeah.
And then go from there.
Yeah. I got a couple notifications on my phone there, Paul, from the camp. I'll show them to you when we get done.
Okay.
That, people coming
So,
in.
so one of the biggest things for me is I've always, and I got to remind myself of this all the time because it's easy to get caught up in, well, maybe I need that. Maybe that'll, improve.
That'll be the game changer.
Yeah, that'll
give
put
me that little advantage.
Give me an edge.
Yeah.
And the greatest thing you can do, I think, in life in general, is invest in yourself first.
Right.
Learn as much as you can about whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
Invest in yourself is the best investment to start, because it can't be taken away from you.
Right.
It's not going to get old. So you're only going to build upon
the knowledge base you have and stuff, and the abilities you have. You keep building upon it and stuff and become better. And
so I think the single best investment in life is in yourself.
Absolutely.
And
in anything,
no matter whether it's business, education, your work, whatever it is, whatever you're doing, invest in yourself. I always feel like courses are something. If you can find a good course in something, someone who's very knowledgeable about whatever it is that you're doing, that's way better use of your time and money than buying a piece of equipment.
Yeah.
But it takes more effort to do that.
Yeah.
It takes more
on your part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not as fun.
Yeah.
But the newness wears, you buy something and it wears off pretty quick.
Yeah. You feel really good about it for a while.
For a week or two.
A little instant gratification. And
Yeah. I mean, I've got all kinds of stuff that I've bought over the years that, I really thought it was going to be great, and really you get excited, and it's good for a week or two, and then it ends up sitting on the shelf or something.
Right.
Never being used.
Yeah. You get to a point, Paul, as you get older, and you're looking at you do your little bag dump there, and you see what you got in your little fanny pack when you go deer hunting, and you start getting rid of stuff. You're going, well.
And I'm a super simple person when it comes to this stuff. I just
keep it simple.
Yeah. So, and I think some people can relate to that. Others may, they want the latest and greatest stuff, and
that's good.
That's good.
Like I told the guy that wanted the 6.5 Creedmoor, listen, if you get the funds and it's not an inconvenience financially and you want it, go for it.
Yeah.
But don't think it's going to make you a better hunter. Or
you can't buy experience.
No.
That only comes by one way.
Yeah.
And experience is priceless.
No, you're good deer hunters up here. They work hard and they spend a lot of time at it, and that's how you become successful. There's a lot of little things, that their abilities to hear, see, and conditioning, maybe, and but they just the more time you spend at something, the better you're going to be at it.
There's no way around it.
Yeah,
it's going to happen.
Some people have more ability than others. Some people could work hard at it and not be that successful, and other people work hard at it and they're very successful. They have maybe that edge,
Well, sometimes there's a lot of luck involved.
Yeah.
With things.
Yeah.
With it, well, life in general. You look at a lot of successful people in business. Yeah. They will be the first to tell you that there was also some luck involved, but you can make your own luck.
Absolutely, by being persistent.
There were circumstances that they're like, worked hard, but had a few things kind of
go their way,
fall my way.
But some people, when they can fail at something a number of times, and then they keep at it though.
Yeah.
And eventually things will work out.
And actually, you said it just dawned on me right now. We're talking about advancements in hunting gear, and when does it become point of diminished returns?
Yeah,
cell cams are one that for me, I think I've gotten like, you got to continuously innovate and come up with new technology for these things. And you go back to some of the first cameras we had. Now we're like you get some cell cams.
Yeah, I don't have them out for.
You're using them as kind of a security camera.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So at the camp, we don't have Wi-Fi, and I wanted some way of surveilling the camp, and so I set up 2 cell cams, and
how do they work?
I got them on Amazon, Paul. They had that Prime Day last week, I think the 7th and 8th, and I got a pack of 2, and they're working fine. So my neighbor just walked down the driveway there, and at 10:34, and I get a picture that they're walking the dog, and 39 degrees up there, sunny and beautiful, and
hopefully he wasn't taking a leak in the driveway right there.
well, I let him know that they were up, so
yeah.
I had mentioned it to him yesterday. I got a notification, and there was a vehicle pulling our and people get out of the vehicle in our dooryard.
Really?
Yeah. So I called up my neighbor up there, and he told me, he said, yeah, there was a high school guy and a girl that were doing a bottle drive.
Oh, no kidding.
Why would they get out of, there's no vehicle there in the drive. Nobody there, obviously. Why would they?
Yeah.
So it made me a little nervous. I didn't recognize the vehicle, so I did call my neighbor, and they let me know that, yeah, this cell cam, Paul, will tell me whether I can set it up so it detects vehicle or person or whatever. And
okay.
it comes up and it notifies me that a person has been detected on my property.
No kidding.
So I don't use them for deer hunting, the cell cams, because we have no cell coverage where we hunt.
Yep.
So, but they work great for surveillance at the camp.
That's good use.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you can get them to take like 360-degree photos and like.
Yeah, this one is kind of, it'll detect
smokes.
not 360, but from a wide angle and at 100 feet. And like I say, so far, I think it's the 4th day that I've had them up there, and it's worked good.
Yeah.
I had the old style that you had to pull the SD card out, and now I get notified the minute they go off.
Yeah. I use super cheap ones.
Yeah.
The old SD card.
Yeah, I do for deer hunting. I do super cheap ones, but this is a little different. And that's, I always had a flip phone, and that's one of the reasons I went to a smartphone. For this reason, and not only that, but when we talked about, I had a guy get a hold of me the other day, Chip Higgins. He saw that I'd gotten he wanted my opinion of the phone I got, and I told him, I said, well, when I go in the woods, I have my camera, I have my GPS, and I have communication anywhere through satellite text, So
it's crazy.
I said it kind of did away with my wanting to get an inReach, and carrying a camera and then a GPS and everything. It kind of covered all the bases in one,
wrapped up in one.
So that was there again. I upgraded something for the outdoors. So.
Yeah. So anyway, we'd never really touched on what I kind of term it as hunting scams. They're not scams for anyone. It's going to depend on the person. But I think for the majority of people there's so much gear out there that's not really necessary.
We use the same stuff year in and year out, Paul. And some of that stuff we've used, like your Johnson wool jacket is, how old is that? Maybe 35?
Since I was 14.
Okay.
Got that when I was 14.
Almost 30 years old.
Yeah.
And you'll use it again this year and next year.
Yeah.
And for the foreseeable future, that'll serve you well, and no need to replace it.
No need to complicate my life anymore and spend money that I don't need to spend on.
No.
Because I do it enough with other things.
Yeah. Well, we all do. We all fall into that trap, Paul, of,
And there's nothing I hate more than buying something and then going, man, that sucks.
Yeah,
that doesn't work.
Didn't
at
do
all.
what I wanted it to do.
No.
Yeah.
And you feel like you were, scammed a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's your own fault. You know, it's like I don't blame anyone else but myself. I'm like,
right. Nobody twisted my arm.
I bit that one hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, we all have.
Oh.
We all have.
I think about Lacey. And I won't name the company. I try not to rag on companies or whatever, but there's one company. I'll never buy another thing from them.
Yeah.
She bought it, and it was, I kept getting a magazine. I'm like, man, they got nice stuff in here. They carried some of the brand name stuff, Filson and Beretta and stuff. And I mean, they had some stuff that, like, jackets that were like $2,000.
Yeah.
And but I'm looking through, I'm like, man, it looks like they have some nice stuff. So she found there was an orange hunting vest, very feminine, fitted and kind of pleated in some sections, and she wanted it, and it wasn't cheap. It was like $300.
Whoa.
And it's like, yeah, she really liked how it looked. I'm like, sure. So then they had a pair of field pants that I'd kind of eyed, and I was like, well, I'll try a pair of their field pants, and those weren't cheap. I got them, and field pants sucked. And she wore her vest one day and like pilled all over the front.
Yeah.
And we were going to send her vest back because I'm like, there's no need. $300 vest.
Right.
You wore it for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And it looks like crap. And she was adamant. She's like, I'm sending it back. She said, this is not worth $300 in any way, shape, or form. So I kept the pants because I was like, well, I mean, whatever. Yeah. I learned my lesson. And talk about poor customer service company. So I call them up, want to return it. And the lady on the other end goes, no, those vests don't pill. Like, would you like me to send a picture to you? Like,
yeah.
She's like, they don't pill.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it did. Like,
yeah.
So then I was like, you're just like flat out telling me I'm lying.
Yeah.
And, they wouldn't take it back. And they were pretty rude about the whole.
Yeah.
And, so I just marked that and was like, well, never buy another thing from them.
Sometimes it costs money to go to school.
Yeah. I just was
the lessons are expensive.
And I kind of told her, I said, basically it looks like you make your stuff for someone who wants to look the part, but not actually.
They're not functional.
Not actually use it at all.
Yeah.
So they can go to
look good on the shelf.
They can go to a cocktail party with their
yeah.
hunting garb on. But at least he was pretty disappointed in it.
Yeah.
And it'd be one thing if it was like $50. Like, well, okay, it's $50.
You eat it.
It's $300.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's hard to eat.
Some crow.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah, getting back into hunting equipment too, Paul, like that. What some of the things we don't think about that we buy that, our 4-wheel drive rigs and stuff that we may not, I would still need a pickup. Having a camp and I lug a lot of stuff back and forth. I would still need a pickup. But a lot of people wouldn't need, a 4-wheel drive pickup. And then you're going to put, the best tires on it because if I was riding the road all day, never went in the woods, I wouldn't be putting, 10-ply tires on my pickup. And that's all added into, what you spend to get in the outdoors. And
I am very, my pickup choice, I've been very happy with. Because I feel like I can go in the woods anywhere and not really have to worry about being left stranded. Yeah. It just amazes me on how those older Tundras, I'm not sure about the new ones.
Yeah.
Or at least mine's an 18, just how reliable and well built the things are.
Yeah.
Like it's so great to be able to get like 60 miles in the woods and not have to, you're not in the back of your head thinking, I hope I can get to and from my destiny. I never feel that way with. I had a pickup where I didn't
have that confidence, huh?
It was just like, oh, what's going to happen today?
Yeah.
Am I going to go out and the key's going to turn, things are going to fire up, or am I going to be surprised by something? And that's totally ruins your hunting experience when that happens. Which, speaking of that, here a little side note. I've got a John Deere zero turn, commercial mower, nice zero turn mower, and mowed the lawn. Went away for a couple of days, come back. It's like I need to pull it out. Got to get it ready for winter. Get on it. I have terrible luck with mice.
Oh.
They seem to just be attracted to me.
Oh.
Yeah. I get on it, turn the key, nothing. I look down and I'm like, well, my hour meter's on and stuff. Well, must not have the brake on or something. Or I'm like, no, the brake's on. Nothing. Well, not even, the battery's not dead. It's not clicking or doing anything. So worst thing you can do is Google it. Because then it gets you down some side roads as far as like, oh, it's this sensor, happens all the time. And I'm thinking, oh my God, okay, there's a sensor if the deck's on.
Yeah.
Won't turn on if your PTO's on. If you're not sitting on the seat. So I'm like, okay, let's just start from square one. Put the phone down. So I go to where the starter is. Everything looks fine there. And then I'm kind of moving along all the wires and underneath the seat. Everything's good there. I'm like, what the heck? And then I happen to flash the light, have the seat up, and over where the throttle is and the ignition is and stuff like that, I can see chew marks on the plastic and underneath the, like, holy frig. I get underneath there and I shine a light. Friggin' mouse chewed 2 of the wires going to the ignition. Clean through.
Easy fix, though.
Yeah.
Once you find it.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, there's the problem. So I take the cowling off. Well, there's the mouse dead. So I don't know what.
He can frog.
I don't know what. I don't know. Because he like chewed like the copper metal too. Like there was a section of wire gone.
Yeah.
Because I had to take some zip ties off to get enough wire to reconnect it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the thing ate the metal?
Yeah.
Too? Like, what the heck? So I was trying to get a bunch of stuff done.
Yeah.
And this is getting way off topic, but I had some chicken coop stuff to get done. And I really was going to move the mower out for 2 reasons. I had to get to my chop saw, which was behind it.
Yeah.
And I was going to winterize the mower when I was done with the chicken coop.
Yeah.
So now I'm spending an hour rewiring in a dark shed because I can't see. I'm like 5 feet from the light, but So Lacey comes up, she's like, what's going on? I said, well, what was going to be just a couple hours out here is now turned into an hour of me trying to get she goes, what happened to the mower? I'm like, a friggin' mouse got up there and chewed a bunch of wires.
The good part about that you didn't have to take it to the John Deere and spend a couple $1,000 to have it fixed.
Yeah, the minute I Googled real quick. And
yeah, cha-ching.
I'm going, okay, no.
Cha-ching.
Let's
start with the simple stuff.
From zero and go. Because, I'm a John Deere technician and it's common for the sensor. I'm like, how would I ever know? Like, let's start. So I was relieved. When I saw chewed wires, I'm like, okay, I can fix that.
Yeah, you can. For nothing.
Yeah. Other than a little frustration.
An hour's worth of work.
Yeah.
So, you do have a problem with mice because at one time you had borrowed my pressure washer and I get it home and it wouldn't start. And thank goodness the pressure washer, it has a switch, on-off switch and a couple wires and that's it. Well, they had gotten up there while you had it and they chewed those wires.
I don't know why I bought a brand new tractor.
Yeah. And that was an easy fix. And that was.
But I bought a nice Kubota tractor, great big. I get out there one day and I just had it sitting in the backyard, not very long. I'm like, it smells like rodent. Whenever I turn the heat on.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, what the heck? And then one day I see some insulation sitting on the seat in the tractor.
Oh.
And I'm like, what the frig? And then I get out and I'm looking around the cab. So the air conditioning and heating unit is all in over the cab of the tractor. And I could see some brown liquid coming out of like one of the drain pipes. So I touched it and smelled it. It's like mouse pee.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? So I Googled real quick. I think I YouTubed on how to take the top of the cab is basically just like a roof that's
mine's 6
with a
bolts. I've had
gasket?
mine off 6 bolts.
This was like 12.
Okay,
all the way around.
mine was 6.
But it was super, like, very simple to take the top of that off.
Yeah.
So I go out and I take all the bolts off all the way around. And I open that up. There was grass, and they'd built a nest.
They had a whole
right
city
where the
built
stereo is in it, and they had there's a insulation piece in over the head. They had chewed that foam insulation. It was completely gone.
Yeah.
Brand new tractor.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it's insured. So I call them up. I'm like, you ever had anyone have a mouse get in over their tractor and chew the foam? Like, never heard of it. Is it
you
covered?
have now.
They're like, yeah, we cover rodent damage. Well, I've got rodent damage. They're like, are you serious? So they came and picked it up. And yeah, they were like, holy crap. They chewed that entire, luckily it was,
They did some business up there.
cleaned it out and it just replaced that piece of foam and we were back in business. But yeah. I just was like, I don't know why I can't seem to keep the mice out of my stuff.
They got your sister's car there, brand new, out in Washington State.
Oh, really?
She had a 4Runner. Yeah. She
I don't
just
remember that.
right after I think it was brand new and wouldn't start. They get out one morning, wouldn't start. Yeah, and that's what it was, Paul. The rodent had to get in there, and it seemed to me it was quite expensive to.
Oh, I'm
fix.
sure nothing's
over $1,000 or
nothing's
whatever,
cheap.
$1,500 or something.
Yeah.
I may be right.
I think, and I could be wrong. I think I'd read someplace that a lot of the sheathing over those wires has like a vegetable base to it or of some sort.
Yeah.
I don't know what they use. I could be wrong.
So the rodents find it delectable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so maybe it's by design. Like, hey,
right, keep you coming back.
we're gonna make it so the animals really like to chew on this
Service
stuff. And
department.
we'll keep
they do that
keep
stuff.
ourselves in business.
They do that stuff for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not that, but
Yeah.
they do want you to. There's things built into appliances and stuff that. Yeah.
No, appliances are a whole nother.
Planned obsolescence.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. They don't make things like they used to.
Boy, they sure don't.
You can always say that.
Well, we'll keep it hunting.
Yeah. So anything else to add about hunting?
No, that's
What do we got? 2 weeks before?
yeah.
deer
Deer
hunting?
season's
Right.
2 weeks away. A
November-
little longer than 2 weeks.
November 1st.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it'd be Saturday.
For
Residence
residents?
Day, November 1st. So, a little less than 3 weeks away.
Yeah. So like I said, doing some scouting, doing some. I was thinking of my goals when I scout, and it's like tends not to be. I'm not always looking for where the most deer are.
No,
Where are there less people, and where are there woods that I really would want to hunt?
Yeah.
That I can get out and.
Well, we got a place that we know that we're going to be alone.
Yeah.
Because if we're parked there, nobody's coming in behind us. I don't think so.
But just being able to get into woods that you can hunt and see well.
Yeah.
Because one of the things we've got a lot of private landowners, industrial forests, and it gets managed differently depending on who the landowner is.
Yeah, it's heavily industrialized and heavily managed to where we hunt.
And some of them do it almost like a monoculture.
Mm.
You know, like planting potatoes, like a farmer would,
Yeah.
I mean, you get tracking a deer and some of that stuff, you're like,
good luck.
you're never going to,
Nope.
So some landowners, it's hard to find good woods to really hunt. Others are a little more natural about their cutting process and kind of let the forest grow the way it normally would.
Right.
So yeah, variables there. So yeah, I'm always looking for, I want to get away from people, big tracts of land, and great forest to hunt.
Yeah.
There has to be some deer someplace, but I'm an introvert. I like to hunt alone.
Yeah, well, most certainly deer trackers are that way, Paul. Probably any deer hunting, but certainly deer trackers.
I'm not a very good team player.
Well,
I really am not.
You know what? Deer hunting's not a team sport.
It's not.
Paul.
But I've never been good at
Deer hunting is not a team sport. It's a solo activity, and best to be done solo.
Yeah, I don't like group stuff. I don't like doing stuff with groups of people. I just tend to be.
Yeah. Well, that's.
I enjoy my own company.
There again, deer hunting is a solo sport. Yeah. Certainly, the way we do it is a solo sport.
Oh, I love it. Love it. There's nothing better than.
Yeah.
I just feel like I make the clearest decisions, and the.
You don't have to think about somebody else.
No, I just.
Your only focus is on what you're doing.
Yeah, and what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I was trying to explain that to Lacey. We were up in the woods. Because she'll get off the road and she's like, I don't like to get too far. Like there was a bird that flew up in the woods and she's like,
what's happened?
She's like, I get awful uncomfortable if I get to a point where I just can't see you guys anymore.
That's happened recently.
Yeah.
With people get out to shoot a bird, walk a few hundred yards in the woods and spend the night. Not know how to get out.
Yeah. So it kind of.
And I'm not laughing, it can happen.
So it kind of solidified even further because she brought up, she's like, you just get out and walk on a deer track and you don't think about, like, it never crosses my mind. And I never have a.
But then we have our stuff. We have, we have ways to start a fire. And the guy that's just jumping out to shoot a bird, he doesn't have his GPS with him, or
no,
he just get out there
probably a pair of jeans and
exactly,
light
probably
clothing,
a shirt.
Yeah,
we go out in the woods prepared that if we had to maybe stay a little longer than we wanted to, that we have the stuff to get us through. But that guy that's jumping out to shoot the bird, truck's still running, a day later when they find the guy. So.
Yeah. So anyway, she gets out away from the truck and she's like, boys, that's very unnerving.
Yeah.
To be.
I could see where it would be. Yeah. I could see where it would be for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Worrying about it's not going to get you anywhere.
No.
You shouldn't do it if you're worrying about it.
No, that's the last thing you should do is panic. So.
Yeah. So anything else to add?
No, boy,
we're all over the place.
Yeah, we're all over the map.
That's
and
great.
We took quite a bit of time too, Paul. So
you want to get to camp? Yeah,
we're headed to the camp, and you're coming up
I'll
tomorrow.
Take a ride up tomorrow.
I can meet you there.
We'll go out and
meet you on down on the main road.
Is the camp in any good shape?
Camp's in excellent shape.
Well, I'd like to do a second video too of kind of a camp tour and history.
Your mom
lesson.
Spent the I say spent the summer staying it. She doesn't take her very long to stay in the entire camp. Trying to think some of the other things that we did. Of course, the kitchen's all new. I don't know if we've ever done a.
Yeah, we did a little bit, but I need to do a complete.
New appliances.
I've had people ask for like a complete, like, good tour and background of the whole thing. So we'll do that too tomorrow.
Yeah.
Kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good. I guess until next time, get outside.
It's good for the soul.
See ya.